Well, it's a good first win under our belt. Thought there were a lot of really good moments. We certainly have some work to do defensively, especially with some of our new faces that are a little bit, well, not a little bit. They're trying to understand our defensive system. And so I think there was a few slippages, some game slippage in there, rotations missed, and primarily by our new kids, whether they were freshmen, whether they were AG, Alyssa Gary. And we just got to keep doing what we're doing, and that's spending time in practice, just making sure that they're where they need to be inside of our defensive, not just principles, but system. And I know this, we'll continue to get better on that side. Offensively, some really good things. We've talked about Yarden early on. Tonight, I think you got a glimpse of what she can do. And that's really positive for our team. I don't know that we had, we had 12 threes tonight. It probably last year would have taken us maybe 3 or 4 games to get 12 threes. So, it's a really good start for us in terms of shooting the ball. Great energy from the bench. Sid the other night gave us great energy. I thought tonight she gave us, great energy. I thought Lily Meister came in there in the third and did some really nice things off the bench as a freshman. I thought Lexi, when she was in, gave us great minutes just of pressuring the basketball. I thought the rest of the pieces, Grace was Grace. She is our leader and, is just so even keel in every scenario out there and gets people where they need them, where we need them to be, and that's something different than she's never done in her career, but this is good for her because at some point she will be a pro and, she has to learn to play with the ball, off the ball, and so this experience that she's getting, I think, is really valuable. But great first win for us, I'm happy, for this group. They've worked hard the last couple days after, the exhibition game, just trying to improve on some of the things we ask them to do. So it's a good night for the Hoosiers.
Questions for Coach? And can you still do first name or outlet, Seth?
Seth Tao, Daily Hoosier.
Hi, Seth.
So a two-parter here. Yarden obviously got in here a little later than everybody else,
Yep.
just coming from overseas. How long did it take you all to realize what you really have in her, and how did you find her?
The first answer to your question is, we get to see this every day in practice. So we already know, what she's capable of doing. Not just her ability to score, but her ability to facilitate. She's really, really a great facilitator. I think this is a team because of the pieces that we have, because there's more scoring power on the floor, because we can stretch you out outside the arc, and we have the ability to knock down threes, right, consistently. Like the other night, I just didn't think the ball found her enough. But I think we're going to have nights like that where the ball might not find her, might not find Sid. I think the ball's going to find Sarah. It might not find Chloe. Obviously, Grace is going to have the ball in her hands. So I think within each game, there's going to be moments where, she gets a lot of touches. She's the hot hand. And maybe, there's going to be other games where, maybe her attempts aren't what they were tonight. The second part of your question is that we had a AAU coach, if you will, a guy that works out some women and men in the Fort Wayne area that just reached out to us and had an opportunity to work out with Yarden, and when she was young, and just felt like she had a lot of potential, and it was somebody that we needed to keep an eye on. And then Coach Box started the communication. Then Coach Rhett jumped in, and then all of us, all hands on deck once we started watching her on film and feeling like, this is a kid that has an opportunity to be special. I don't know if you guys know this, her sister is over in the United States. She was at Villanova for the last 2 years. She left there. She's transferred to Oklahoma State. So, Yarden and her family are not, they understand how the United States works. That was her goal, is to come over here and play. But the last couple of years she's been playing professionally over there. So, I think it was just all of us with a lot of Zoom calls, right? A lot of Zoom calls with Yarden and her dad, and then her mom, started getting on the Zoom calls, and it was we felt like. She was somebody that could come over here and help us immediately. I think she has an opportunity. She's a really hard worker. She's a crazy competitor. And so she's just going to keep getting better because, I think she has some lofty goals, not just for, here at Indiana, but, after she's done playing, even at the young age that she is. But let's remember, she's been playing with pros. We're glad that obviously she chose to come here and be a part of what we're doing.
Haley and then Todd.
Hi, Coach. Haley Jordan, Sports Illustrated Indiana. Good to see you.
You too.
For Sydney Parrish, she was really scrappy out there defensively, led the team in steals. How has her game developed defensively from when you first saw her on film to game one tonight?
Well, we've been challenging our kids. One of our charts in our film room is our goal is always to take 2+ charges a game. She got one, Lily got one tonight, so we get to check that off. I think for Sid, we've really challenged her. She knew when she decided to come and be a part of us that, we have always and will always hang our hat on the defensive side of the ball. And so she knew she had to get better in order to get out on the floor and help us. And the one thing that Sid is she's a great communicator. She's constantly talking. She did. The other night, she gave us great energy off the bench. I thought tonight, once again, she gave us great energy. We've said from the last couple weeks, we weren't quite sure what our starters were going to look like. They still may change. They may stay the same, but it's a great problem to have. And right now, with what Sid has been doing off the bench is really good for us. We did not have that a year ago, or 2 years ago, and so we're she keeps getting better. The thing that Sid has is she has a great ability to communicate, which on that side of the ball particularly you have to do. But she's always been a scrapper. She's always been a tough kid. Don't let the eyelashes and the makeup and the long nails fool you. She's a baller. She loves the game. She's a competitor. She wants to win. She's been great in terms of leadership, her voice in practice. She's been a great piece, that has come to join us, and we're glad that Sid's home.
Todd Golden with CNHI.
Todd.
Hey, Terry, what's up?
Not a lot.
Long time no see.
Good to see you.
Yarden, Sarah, Sydney, Lily, you mentioned, all were brought here to make you more versatile, make you better overall. It doesn't always happen right away, so for all of them to be productive right out of the chute, how important is that for them in terms of their development with everybody else, and just to get them off to a good start?
Yeah, no, it's very important. And we knew that, we're hopeful that we can continue on the same path right now, with all of these new pieces. And, when I said that we have some really unique pieces from the beginning of this, right? In our first press conference we had here, and then in the Big Ten. The question was going to be how quickly they could all blend and gel, how good our chemistry could be, because the last 2 years we've been so blessed and lucky here because the group that we've had, their chemistry was off the charts. And anytime you blend, 7 new faces with returners, there's usually a process, of understanding tendencies from each other. They all have different personalities. They all bring something different. I include Sarah Scalia in that unique to the table. And so, but this has been a group from this, day one when they all finally, we had all 14 of them here. You could tell, and you can tell in practice, this is a tight-knit group. I do think their chemistry will continue to get better. And I think them all understanding tendencies, who's hot, who we need to get the ball to, what everybody's role is going to be. We're all going to value that. And we're going to play, very egoless, if that's even a word, basketball. It's going to be a team that's going to share the ball offensively and give up a good shot for a great shot. And then we're going to sprint back as hard as we can, and we're going to hopefully be that team that's going to be disciplined and dig our heels into the ground and guard you hard. But they all have to, buy into the roles because there's a lot of them, right? There's 14 of them. They all want, to play. We know it's not possible to play all of them, the amount of minutes that they want. There's going to be sacrifices that are going to have to be made night in and night out. But you just hope that their togetherness, their chemistry that they're building right now can withstand any of those moments where they may be frustrated because they're not getting their time. But they're a mature group too. That helps. When you have mature young people that you get to coach every day.
Hi, Terry. Lou Friedman, Seymour
Hi, Lou.
Tribune. As good as you've been the last couple of years, you just mentioned the number of people you have, the newcomers. Do you think this team has the potential to show more depth in the games and to maybe have even more firepower?
Yeah, no
in
doubt.
the long run
yeah,
for the
absolutely.
season?
Yeah, I think you're seeing that. This wasn't. Even in the first half, normally some of those younger kids, have come off our bench at the end of the game. When we felt like, all right, we need to get Graceberger off the floor. We need to get, Mac off the floor and whatnot. But I think again, if you go back, you got to see Kate in there in the first half. You saw Lexi Bargester in there in the first half. Certainly AG, and then felt like we needed to give the nod to Lily in the third. And so to say that we have great, more depth, to say that you're going to see more kids playing, I think would be pretty accurate. At least that's what our plan is. If they can all, continue to do what we ask them to do and what we need them to do.
Hi there, Elsie Norton, Crimson Quarry. So your team obviously took 25 threes from the perimeter tonight and made a really good amount of them. What does that do for the rest of the offense, just opportunities on the perimeter, on the interior?
Well, I think it's human nature, when you see that thing go in, to feel like, it's a big shot for us. Even the one that Sarah banked in from about 35 feet, And, we knew this with Sid and Sarah, adding those two young ladies, and even Alyssa Gary, who has the experience of being able to step outside the arc. Obviously Grace has really worked on her shot. Chloe's can be a sniper from beyond the arc as well. So, it's great to see those long balls go in. And I think it gives your ball club a lot of confidence.
Jeremy and then Will.
Hi, Jeremy Price.
Hey,
Herald
Jeremy.
Times.
Where you been?
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. Just to sort of follow up on what you were talking about with the depth, it seemed like a lot more four-guard lineups, especially when you bring Sid off the bench. What's that sort
Yeah.
of allow you to do? And tonight, I think you closed out every quarter with a significant run with that lineup.
Well, it's unique because you can move Yarden. When we got Yarden, we were like, she literally could play. Now, at times, I think she could play 1 through 5 if you needed her to. We didn't want to overwhelm her, so we're able to shift Yarden between the 4 and the 3. And then, bring Sid in and let her play, the 4 spot for us. So, just the versatility that both of them have, gives us an opportunity to play differently. And, it's at times I look out and I feel like Yarden might be a little even bigger than Mac, but her size, her ability to facilitate, I think, throw over defenders. You guys got to see that tonight. She was really good from beyond the arc, but her ability to see the game is not a typical freshman. That is just she just makes plays that I don't know that I've seen a freshman make in some time. And so to have both of those, young ladies that one can shoot beyond the arc, but also can play different positions, I think gives us, a different look.
Will Foley, Indiana Daily Student. Going back to the 3-ball, after you added all these shooters in the offseason, how much more of an emphasis has it been to get these looks in the playbook? And then moving forward, how much more consistent can we expect this kind of volume from deep?
It's a loaded question. The second one, how consistent? I hope that we, can stay consistent. But and you guys know this. I mean, night in and night out, your shot doesn't fall as easy as it did tonight for us. That's why you got to rely, on your defensive principles, and we've always done that. But certainly nobody wants us to be more consistent from beyond the arc than the coach that's sitting up here right now and our staff. I think I can speak for them as well. But it's something that we're running an open motion, and we always try to, whether it's handoffs, whether it's rub action, just try to get a piece of the paint. We're always trying to draw two defenders and then be able to spray that thing out. And one of the things we emphasize and we do rep every single day is extra, right? We have a drill called extra, and that's where we're repping that extra pass, right? That's where you give up what could be a good shot for a great shot, because now you really have the defender in a compromising position because they don't know who. They got to, do I take the shooter? If not, I got somebody open in the corner. That extra pass is a wide open 3 for us. And so it's something we rep every day, but also you have to have unselfish players that want to share the ball. And I think our kids get a lot of satisfaction, but also enjoyment in being able to play like that, play freely, play clean, but also share the ball and put each other in a position where they can get an open 3. And so, but to say that we want to be consistent, I'd love to be able to shoot this way all night. Every night, right? 48% from the 3-point line. That's not too bad. I'll take credit for that. I'm the shooting coach tonight from beyond the arc. Okay.